Hi everyone, I'm Jeremy Gibson Bond and welcome back to the Unity Certified Programmer Exam Preparation course. In this video, we're going to be giving you your first programming challenge that is going to give you a chance to get your hands dirty with some C# code. This challenge is the Player Ship Movement and Firing Challenge. So first, let's take a look at the game as it will be at the end of this challenge so you can get an idea for it, and then we'll jump into the details. So here I am in Unity. I've got my game paused. And I'm going to maximize on play and unpause it and probably zoom in here a bit. And now you can see that I can move my ship with the WASD keys or with the arrow keys. So the ship moves nicely. And also you can see that it does not have the square root of 2 thing where when I move on a diagonal, it does not move faster on a diagonal than it does orthogonally. Additionally, you can see that the turret points at the mouse no matter where the mouse is. And when I click the left mouse button, the mouse button 0, it fires a bullet, and that bullet exists for 2 seconds. Now, no matter where the ship is, it will fire at the mouse cursor, which is nice. And you can see these bullets wrap the screen. Additionally, the ship wraps the screen. So that's the result. It's pretty straightforward, but it's a place to start on this. So hey, now let's take a look at this starter project that you're going to receive. You can see here I've opened up scene 0, which is already set up for you a little bit. It's got the main camera set up as an orthographic camera, and it has a size of 9, which works well with the 16:9 window that we have down here in the game pane. Now the game pane on your computer is probably not already set up as 1080p, so go ahead and create a 1920x1080 resolution for this, an aspect ratio for this, to make sure that you're working at the same resolution that I am. In here, you also have just a standard directional light and then the player ship, and we can zoom in on this model and on this game object, and you can see that the player ship has a collider and then a turret rotator, which will rotate the turret. That's where you put the script to rotate the turret to follow the mouse, and then a model for that turret and a model for the ship itself. You're not going to be doing this now, but in course 2, you're going to be swapping out these models for other ship bodies and ship turrets, and so I've separated them here in the prefab already. There's nothing in the scripts folder yet because you need to write that. Under the scenes folder is this scene we've just been looking at. And under prefabs, you have prefabs for the bullet, for the player ship, and then again, as a look ahead, prefab ship parts for the asteroid ship 0 and asteroids turret 0, though those are not actually used in this project. Under standard assets, you see cross-platform input. We're going to be using the cross-platform input manager to allow us to treat tilting a phone and tapping on it the same way that you would treat input.getAxis horizontal and vertical and input.getAxis fire. So you can respond to the mobile input the same way you respond to the keyboard and mouse. So that's something that I encourage you to use here. Go ahead and look in the Unity documentation at Cross-Platform Input Manager if you haven't used it before. And then finally, under Textures and Materials, we have materials and textures and like a space background that you're going to implement in this challenge. So that's it for our starter project. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the things you're going to need to implement. All right, so as I said, we want you to use the cross-platform input manager. So you're going to be using things like the horizontal and vertical axes as well as the fire axis. Make sure that that ship tilts with the horizontal and vertical movement and fire using the fire axis, like I said. The mouse is going to aim and shoot by clicking the mouse 0 button. You need to instantiate bullets, have those bullets be destroyed after 2 seconds, and have them wrap around the screen, and the ship is going to wrap around the screen as well. The camera's already set up for you, but you need to scale that space background to fill the camera, just in case you find out that you aren't going to be developing for 1080p. And then finally, particle effects are not necessary at this point. I only mention that because you saw them in the sort of earlier video where we looked at the final game. Don't worry about that right now. And that's it for this challenge. I hope you have fun with it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.